Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here on Startup Kongkow that will be talking about welcoming the new shopping behavior. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Gita as Facility and Community Manager at Innovation Factory or Box 71. Nice to meet you guys. Innovation Factory is a technology and innovation hub in Indonesia. Collaborate with Block 71 Indonesia, an ecosystem builder, and a global connector for early stage startup. Innovation Factory also invests in startup and establish partnership with organization and corporation to foster technological innovation, empowering both Indonesia as well as international startup through a series of accelerator, market access, and corporate innovation program. Our mission is to generate innovation pipeline, develop talents in Indonesia, and helping startup to expand beyond their home country. So yeah, it's all for me. For the next part, I'm pleased to welcome our moderator, Widya Sukarta.
Hi, happy Saturday, everyone. So let me introduce myself. My name is Vidya. I'm the Hub Manager for Innovation Factory. So today we are happy to have two of our speakers today, Marbio Suntanu, the co-founder and managing director of Yummy Corp, and also Gunawan Siurudin, the former head of merchandising and partnership Gomart at Gojek. So today we are going to discuss about welcoming the new shopping behavior. And yeah, so maybe we can just have a brief introduction from Marbio and also Gunawan. Mas Gunawan bisa nyalain ini. Oh, I think you can start first, Marbio.
Okay. Sure. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you for coming in and listening to what we're talking about. Hope that our sharing would be a bit of help to this current condition, yeah, especially entering this new market. I think that's what it is. A little bit about Yummy. So Yummy is a food solution company on food certified HACCP or certified company that cares about the food safety, and at the end of the day, because it's food, it's always about the taste. So we have 3 products. One of our product is called Yummy Box, which is an app-based online catering service. Second one is Yummy Cater, which is food facility management for big corporations like Unilever, Wings Group, American Embassy Indonesia, and some hotels like Ascot and from Singapore actually, and Oakwood also from Singapore. And the last one is called Yummy Kitchen, which is I would say it used to be a future business, but now it's the current business because this pandemic fast forwarded our condition into now. So what is Cloud Kitchen? A little bit about it. Cloud Kitchen is a kitchen, no dine-in kitchen service that manages other people's brand, that helps the brand partners to expand in bigger or more locations. So any marketing effort that is being done by the brand through social media or the online delivery platform is always more effective because you have more locations to deliver. Basically, that's what it is about Yummy Corp. Thank you.
Thank you, Marbio. How about from you, Mas Gunawan? Maybe a brief introduction about yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gunawan. I am a former merchandiser, head of merchandiser and partnership Gomart at Gojek. I work at Gojek for 2 years and 1 month. Maybe start from head of project management office. At that time, we developed and launched 4 new products under Go Live. If you know Go Daily, like Go Laundry, Go Pertamina, and also Go Fix. Maybe some of you here were our customer at that time. Thank you for using our product and services. Nah, now I work in a FMCG principal brand in Jakarta. So today, thank you for coming and let's sharing together. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you to both of you. Maybe just to give a brief introduction about today, right? So the discussion about this conversation actually started from internally in our team as well, where we were like, the outbreak of the coronavirus started in mid-March, right? I think that was the right one. And I think like retail and especially F&B is one of the like heavily impacted one. But then we also see actually retail and the F&B industry are the one that is most reactive on changing their business model. As you said, Marbio, that your future plan becomes your current plan because of the situation, right? It goes really, really fast. So maybe just to understand, like from your experience in the past 2-3 months, I think we all had like a very high learning curve about like what happened. Maybe from your side, Marbio, like what do you see are the customers now? Because like when we started this, everybody just went straight to work from home. How did it affect you, and how do you see like the changes in the consumers' behavior?
So if we're talking about the new shopping behavior, basically, right?
Yeah.
So this PSBB or social distancing rules forces people to limit physical events, definitely. So at the same time, a lot of digital marketplace allows better discovery and molds the consumer into digital shopping habits. That's what we feel. So the result is actually an increase in transactions using online channels or delivery services. Also, majority people right now will put a little bit of extra attention to hygiene and safety procedures.
Yeah. What about you? You're coming from like I think a service-based industry, right? Gunawan as well. As you said, you started in Gojek, so you have all of this like very contact-driven businesses. I think like laundry and all of that. And also now you're looking for an FMCG company. What do you see are the changes in consumer behavior, and what do you think will change, will stay or like change in the future, will go back to normal for the consumer behavior?
Okay, from my observation, maybe there is nothing different, maybe, but the way we meet the consumer maybe a little bit different, because the consumer used to come to the offline store, and then now some of them is stay at home, so they are stay at home, and they also they shop from home. So we should start to manage the consumer by being actively maybe posting in like social media to announce everything information about our business, so they can see us, and then we can still be relevant to them, and then that's the new normal during this pandemic situation.
Yeah, talking about social media, right? I realized as well, like for us personally as well, because we are based from an offline business, right? We used to do these events offline, and now we have to do it online, and we have to be able to move it online. Like, how did you shift for something that is very offline, I guess, like F&B, to an online business? Like, what kind of strategy or what kind of processes did you have to do internally for both your side? Maybe Mas Marbio dulu, yeah.
So we happen to be an online company since the beginning. That's why we built Yummy Box. Yummy Box allows us to have our own channel of sales and distribution towards the mass market. So it hasn't really impacted us on the Yummy Box. We actually had a little bit of a bump increase, because the difficult thing, so during this journey, the difficult thing that we had to tackle is actually communication. So making people understand that our standard of hygiene and operations is really high, even if we're doing it since before COVID, is I think the crucial part of how we're supposed to demonstrate our product.
And can I ask, how did you do that? Because that is interesting for us.
So first things first, when we started Yummy, we realized that HACCP is called Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point. It's a
Yeah.
certification, one of the highest certification for food safety that is usually used in airlines and hospital catering. Yeah. So since the beginning, we realized in order for us to scale, we need to be on top of the game, because someone else will always chase after the quality or the food trends, or they just get better connections, for example. But if you're able to convey the right message to the public that your product is always safe, and you have made this a concern since the beginning of the journey, it allows people to trust you a lot more. And at the end of the day, brand trust is what builds subscripted customers, or customers that always comes back. Yeah.
Okay. What about from your side, Mas Gunawan? Like, what do you see, because you have experience like in the retail industry? Like, how do you see these businesses transfer probably like online, or like from offline to more online, and like internally, do you see any kind of like specific changes that is to be made in this business supply chain and everything?
Okay, so basically, our business is operated in offline. So the consumer can find our product in, let's say, warung, and also convenience store like Alfamart and Indomart. But within this period, we started to announce that we have partnership. We open online store at B2C marketplace like Tokopedia and also Bukalapak. And the homework here is to, I cannot say that we can change the behavior, but we would like to tell them that they can order from the marketplace, and then that's as a new channel maybe for us, because previously we don't have in this company we don't have any experience doing sales in online. So basically this pandemic has educated us to enter the digital market, I think.
Oh wow, yeah. And do you see there's any, like, I felt like both of you maybe not as impacted as other businesses, right? Like, but do you see actually there's a difference in spending pre and post the PSBB?
Oh, most definitely, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would try as much as they can to have a little bit of cushion, financial cushion. So they'll try to do a bit of savings and safety, because the future is still very uncertain. And from company standpoint as well, I'm sure a lot of the other companies are managing their cash flow at minimum outflow. And some are actually even suffering from the condition, as you mentioned, Widya.
Yeah. What about from your side, Mas Gunawan? Do you see there's a difference in spending from your?
Yes, of course, because okay, I think I have the same opinion with Marbio, because everyone here is trying to have more saving. Also, for the company, they also want to save their budget to have an efficient cost, etc. So everyone, I think, is limiting their spending at this time.
Yeah, I think other than limiting their spending, which I think is ties back to like they're smarter about where they spend their money, right? So
Yes.
I think that, yeah. And
or
then,
they try to find new income, right? Some people are opening their own brands at home, doing baking, or just frozen food, or just simple small home to home businesses, right?
Yeah. As you said, like there's a new home to home businesses, so like the consumer now becomes also like people
Exactly.
who sell, right? Yeah. What do you think? Like, will that disrupt your industry as well, Marbio? Because that's one of your business, one of your business units, right? Like frozen food and everything. Yeah.
Yes and no. So we should always never see a business as what do you call it, threatening, I would say. So we should always the way Yummy works is we partner with a lot of people from a lot of sites, from property partners to brand partners to delivery partners to everybody basically. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do, or we're trying to be a glue more than a producer that produces food and be a basic online catering. That's not how the world works anymore. The world works based on sharing economy system right now. Yeah.
That is true. And from your side, Mas, what do you think? Yeah.
Sorry, come again. The question. Sorry.
Like right now, like people are smarter about their spending, right? And from your side, do you see like there's a change in your customers' behavior? Because Mas Marbio will be like off F&B, right? You're more FMCG, right? And there was, I remember that like for FMCG, people are now have the access to so many online platforms. So like, how do you make sure that your product is one that is like,
okay. Yeah. Okay, so basically, I cannot tell what's my product is in this in this webinar because the product is cannot be promoted. But I think the product is one of the primary needs if they used to use it before, and maybe the challenge from our side is how to maintain or increase our market share. If we compare to competitors in the market and gain more market share in this current of situation, because we are afraid if some of our consumer will choose another brand because they find it easier to find another competitor's product. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like availability is very important. Accessibility. Maybe from both your side, like I think you're coming from, as you said, like one of your product that you mentioned is like one of the primary industry and also F&B. What other products or whatever are more relevant during this time now? Like what do you think are the most like if you think top of mind, like what do you think like other people are looking for? Because I understand that right now people are like staying at home, they're like browsing and they're like Instagram, as you said, like up there, and also Shopee and all of this. Like, what do you think are like the most common like product that people are looking for in this time? Yeah.
So most definitely hair care industry, as everybody knows, the mask, hand sanitizer, even face shields and vitamins, supplements, and hospital equipment. I would say maybe Vintech would be another area, like Vintech loaning services. But as we know, at this condition as well, it's also risky. And I would say daily food consumption, such as groceries, fresh produce, because people tend to cook themselves most of the time. And one of the product to counter that we launch is actually called Easy Cook. Easy Cook is frozen food, ready to heat, ready to eat items, because at the end of the day, once the cooking turns back into chores, then you don't really want to do it anymore, then convenience matters, right? Because it takes 1-2 hours to cook. I cook every time, so I know how difficult it is. And product to support work from home experience would be another, like what we're doing right now, video call services, for example. And lastly, maybe new hobbies. Yeah. So people have more time to explore, as we've seen on the internet, because we're at home. So a lot of people have new hobbies, and their new hobbies are everybody on the internet, either a chef, a baker, or a gardener, I would say. So yeah.
That is very true though. I have seen that. I have coming like even like personally for like even my friends, so I didn't realize our baker become baker.
They're like amazing. Everybody's amazing bakers now.
Yeah. What about from your side, Mas? Do you see any other industry that you think are up and coming, or like In-
maybe the same answer again. It's about daily needs and also groceries, because we can see some of the trends right now. Some of the businesses that impacted during this pandemic, they try to open like blah 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 mart on your business, on their business. So they are selling like fruits, they are selling rice, etc.
Yeah, I think we see that as commonly, maybe as you said, like the companies are responding to the changes in market demands, right? For more like, I would call it direct to consumers business model, where they just send it directly. So they will go to like grocery shopping and
Mhm.
yeah, baking, and a lot of like plants are being sent to
Plants.
home.
A lot of plants.
A lot of plants that I don't know, that I hope will survive this COVID as well, because if they'll survive after we go back to work.
Right.
Yeah.
What matters is after, actually.
Yeah.
Like this will one day be over, and we understand it will be over, right?
Yeah.
But the
Ah,
hobby,
yeah. I hope that will last too. Talking about how about things will be over, right? What do you think will happen with the new normal? You think this kind of the consumer's behavior will go bounce back to its previously before, or will it change for the future like this? What do you think from your side?
to be fair, the new normal isn't the normal yet, right?
Yeah.
So I would say personally, I would think the normal would only come once the vaccine is found. And before that, we're just gonna have to be safe, everybody. So everybody who watches this, stay safe. So I would say the new normal is it's still shaping. We don't really know what the new consumers are going to be yet. The product that is gonna really work is still being discovered at this time. So it's probably a little bit too early to presume what's going to work and what is not.
Yeah, that is a very what is it? It is a very modest estimate of what's going to happen. Yeah. What about you, Mas Gunawan? What do you think would happen after this?
Okay, I think everything will be the same when we come back to normal situation, but maybe with the mindset of everything must be clean. Maybe that's the only things that will be different, I think. Because offline store will open again, mall will open again, and yeah, I cannot imagine if we don't have mall anymore in Jakarta. So basically, the situation will back to normal with the mindset of everybody will have a mindset of clean.
Yeah, that is. I guess the hygiene, as you said,
Hygiene, yeah.
hygiene and the precaution and safety.
Yeah.
So I want to have this explain, like, because Mas Marbio, your business is online based, right? And then Mas Gunawan is offline based. Do you think that in the future, like, which would would profit? Is like do you think like an online will do better or offline, or is it like an omni-channel kind of thing? What do you think? Yeah.
I would say there is forever always going to be a market for offline.
Yeah.
Definitely. So the difference is offline requires physical limitations. The people have to come to the store, and there's only 8 hours of or 10 hours of work that people can view your product. Where online there's pretty much 24-hour or at least 18-hour, because some people sleep at 3 apparently. Yeah. So you just have a little bit more window for people to view your product. I think that's what it is. Yeah, online.
Yeah. What about your business that is more traditionally offline, Mas Gunawan?
I think it will be still offline, but yeah, online maybe as a new channel and cannot replace the offline presence, I think.
Yeah. Agree.
Okay. That is interesting, because I felt like people right now are, I think there's the behavior right now where people are, this is just my personal, like, we have not been out for so long. I think once this open up, I don't know what will happen. People will go crazy. Like I think if I'm not wrong, malls are opening next
Very
week, right?
soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very
So,
soon. In
yeah.
2 days or something.
In 2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to see like what would happen with all of this. Would people still go to the mall? Will be more precaution, and or it will? I'm assuming like some people will have like a less stringent rules of like hygiene, while there are more who are more careful as well. But,
Correct.
yeah, and maybe let's see. Let me see if they have any questions. Oh yeah, guys, if you have any questions for Marbio or Gunawan, you can just put it on the chat, and then we can get to you to your question as well. If you have any question about the discussion that we just had as well. So now maybe we're talking about like promotion, right? Because I guess like what we're looking for, like right now, as you said, like with the online businesses, like people have now access to a lot of information and can view your products, but it's not just your product, right? So like there's like multiple channels where people can be selected. So in terms of priorities of how to target your, how to strategize your marketing to these people, do you see there's a specific trends where people are looking for brand, price, or promos, or location, or are there like specific channels that you think people are more used to having now that was not there before? Maybe like social media channel that was not used as extensively as before, or like a shopping e-commerce channel.
So
yeah,
I would say this really depends on your market. So not everybody's tech savvy, and we have a good amount of percentage of older generations that is still a good market, because older means a little bit more money than the younger ones. So those channels needs to be tapped in a little bit of a different way. Maybe WhatsApp channel will work a little bit better for them, rather than having them install an app or specifically go to a different marketplace. And even as we know, we're younger, and when we go for marketplace of the same product from a different marketplace, you can have different pricing. And if you are a smart shopper, you would do that. And an older generations would probably not go that deep. They would just find the easiest, fastest, best thing to click, and that's it, right?
yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah,
So there is the ease that is required, right?
exactly. So it really is depending on the target market that you're doing right now, or you're targeting.
Yeah. What is your target market? Like how do you, at least maybe not what is your target? How do you strategize? How do you reach your customer right now? Because I felt like the brand storytelling has changed. The brand narrative has changed from previously to now, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So this depends on, because we have 3 business units that is very different. So Yummy Box would still go through the online channel, social media, KOL or key opinion leaders, or partnering with the right brands. Or for example, there's a lot of new kos-kosan startup, and it's everywhere, to be honest. So if you partner with kos-kosan startup that has thousands of users already, then suddenly you're tapping into their network. So that's one of the few ways to actually get bigger, better network faster. So that's for Yummy Box, for example. And for Yummy Cater is, again, it's a food facility management for bigger corporations, which only means we need a sales team that is still on the floor, that still meets people and introduce our product. And once it's ready, then we're doing management meetings, showing them our products, doing samples. So that's very physical still. And lastly is the cloud kitchen. So in the cloud kitchen, the way we work is pretty much relying on our brand partners. The bigger or the more active the brand partners are in promotions from food delivery platform, it allows them to sell more, and it allows us to help them produce or cater more, basically. So again, I think different product would have different way of handling or targeting.
Yeah, that is very true. So you have to adapt it to what the market is, like target market, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah. And from you, Mas Gunawan, have you seen any changes in terms of like how you reach your customer, like through like the platforms? I understand that you now go online now and you try to access the online market, but like in terms of like brand narrative or storytelling, how have your businesses changed? Or yeah.
Okay. Basically, when the government announced about PSBB transisi, we are trying to back into our offline strategy. Like our female presenter will come to the warung, or maybe it come to food court and then over the products. Yeah, I think there's not a big change in strategy, because we still treat online as a new channel. So yeah, again, it cannot replace our strategy in reaching out to the consumer.
Yeah, but you said that online is your new channel, right? How did you approach that? Of like, is it the same brand narrative and storytelling that you did while you're, as you said, like when you're offline, or do you have to change it to an altogether? And are they targeting the same market, or are they targeting different market right now?
Basically, we're targeting the same market, but our bottleneck is still the same, because we cannot promote what our product is. So basically, we are conducting some online event, like maybe music event, entertainment event, like or maybe stand-up comedy, and then in the middle of the event, we tell them that we have a special package for you, but again, we cannot mention what is it, and then we only can to redirect them to the marketplace to see what is the product is.
Okay. So you're attacking more like on making the different content, like all these events or like more activities.
Yeah.
So maybe to add a little bit from Gunawan.
Yeah.
So I realized that not me, but in general. So people realize that technology is actually an enabler. It's not an answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technology or online allows us to work more efficiently, understand the data better, and therefore we can actually provide better products, better services that fits the market. But it's also very possible that flagship store model, as what Gunawan mentioned, works still, because at the end of the day, this allows us to promote and provide live experience of our products.
Yeah, that is true. I completely agree with you. Like a tool is only as good as its user. For example,
Exactly.
Marbio cooking will be so much better than me cooking, because I don't think I'm a very good cook.
I doubt that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I am not one of those people during this time who managed to gain a life skill like this.
Okay.
Yeah. But okay, so maybe there's also the question about this the marketing strategy, right? What about what do you think the next we already talked about what's going to happen in the new norm, and what about the next evolvement of consumer behavior? Like, do you think like what these people who are like starting their online businesses, and then like will they bear a different set of customer, a different set of businesses? I get like a different set of business model that are changed. And as you said, like now businesses are looking for more connector, like I said, less like Gummy Box is. Will this change the business landscape altogether in the startup world, or just in the general FMCG world?
So I would say first things first, we should understand how to run the business itself, right? And how to launch a brand or as we mentioned,
Mhm.
basically how to create a good product. And first, I think we need the brand. So credibility is built over time. It's not overnight, never is.
Mhm.
And we work with multiple brand partners, for example, that has already built their brand awareness. And second, price. Price is relative to the target market itself.
Mhm.
Economic and premium both has its own market, and promotions is pretty much the new way of discovery. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Yeah. So if you don't go with the promo from the delivery partners or a session from a marketplace, then you're just not there. You're not on top of the game. And locations, I would say, is very important. Locations equals convenience and speed, and that's one of our answer for Yummy Kitchen, because cloud service, it's supposed to be a speedy or fast delivery service. Which means each of these factors are important for us to actually understand. Whenever we want to launch, we should always look back into this four things, covered it up before we really understand that the market is going to accept our product. Even then, once we're ready with all this, the market might not even accept it.
Mhm.
So yeah. So will the landscape change? I think businesses changes over time, just as anybody's life is, I would say. So, and product is also trending oftentimes. So sometimes a product that happens to be selling amazingly last year might not work at all this year.
Okay.
That's why, as previously mentioned, when we were discussing about what the new normal is, the new normal is, to be fair, is still undiscovered. Yeah. We
Yeah.
just have to be very diligent about understanding what's going to happen and smartly always mold our product and services into what the market is needing right now.
Yeah, so I think as you said, like the first thing is finding the product and like product market fit, right? And also right now is that it's not possible for businesses to work as a single fighter. It has to be built on like an ecosystem, like with your delivery
Yes.
partners and also with your merchants, e-commerce partners as well. So maybe Mas Gunawan, going back to your experience at GoMart, right, as head of merchandising and partnership. Do you see these trends with all of these the new home-based businesses will sustain? And like, what was the struggle during your time at GoMart to find these businesses? And then like will and yeah, that is the question. Like, what is this businesses will need to also like to partner with, like, for example, like all these like e-commerce platform or like delivery partners?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, in Gomart, when I left Gojek in April, I saw that the trend of online shopping has increased without we do any strategy to make it better. But maybe for the rest of the situation, we still don't know what happened after the PSBB transisi, what happened after we reach to the new norm, and maybe every business is still learning what is the business model or what is the strategy after the new norm. Yeah, I think like that.
So we're also in a kind of discovery mode right now, I guess, with
Yeah.
this situation. What do you think that these new businesses should prepare themselves or should keep in mind when they want to partners or when they want to build their business, like in terms of like supply? Yeah.
Um, maybe the one thing that they should think about is sustainability, because I saw so many people entering the market of online groceries business. But when I asked one of my colleagues, what's the unique selling proposition you offer to compete with other the older player, and they said we still don't know, but we still learning, and we need cash flow at this time. So basically, what they did is to have revenue during this uncertainty, but they don't have some fixed unique selling proposition to win the market. Again, I think that the statement will be everyone is discovering the model and also what will happen after this.
Mhm. Yeah. So as you said, yeah, online grocery is one of the thing that came up a lot recently, right? Because I guess it's like people don't have to go to the supermarket, and then they'll feel more secure because they can see the it's a more like farm to table kind of businesses, or at least with this online groceries that I see is coming up now. The question of sustainability in these businesses. What can these groceries do to ensure the sustainability? As you said, like as you said, like this is like don't have the sustainability plan, but what do you think they can do to solve that?
Okay. Actually, I cannot predict the future, but yes, again, if the consumer behavior is still like this, and I mean, when we have work from home for almost 3 months, and then it will be like a new habit. Maybe all of office will allow the employee to work from home. Maybe this behavior will make them quote unquote lazy, and then only use their platform to order the things and then waiting for it to come to home.
Yeah. Oh, I think we have 2 questions coming in at the chat. Maybe we can start with the first one for Mas Marbio. This is more about your Yummy Corp strategy. So what is Yummy Corp's short-term strategy beside adding easy cook product variants to get through this difficult time? Yeah.
So most definitely, other than Easy Cook product, Easy Cook again is the frozen item that is for convenience purposes. So a little bit about Yummy Box is we have been opening our partnership or our market in to brand partners, which means the other players of F&B are now able to sell their items in Yummy Box, because we realize if we do it ourselves, we can. But again, we are a true believer of economy sharing or sharing economy system, where if we work this together, we're always going to be stronger, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe this is just to both of you, as like has the pandemic given you a different view on the weakest point in your sales network to manage unpredictability? So has the pandemic as a stressor, what has it given to you and to see your businesses? Maybe from Mas Gunawan dulu. Maybe not from just your current job, if you can't say, but maybe from your previous job at Go Mart.
Sorry, can you repeat again the question, please?
Yeah, has the pandemic given you a different view on the weakest point in your sales network to manage unpredictability? So like during this pandemic, right, the extreme change in the consumer behavior, has it revealed some kind of like weak point in your sales strategy or your sales plan? And then like maybe how you manage to solve that or prevent that from the future? It's a very good question.
It's a very good question. Maybe from Mas Marbio first. I'm still thinking.
Okay. So, sure. Gino, thank you for the question. I think that's an amazing, difficult question to answer.
Yeah.
And so, from Yummy's perspective, yes, it definitely has. So back in the day, we were a little bit stronger on our B2B sales. It allows us to do bulk purchase and easier approach because it's very personal. You know the person, you can always talk to them, and when complaint comes, you can always get the feedback and refix the product for the future. So that channel hasn't been as effective as it was, most definitely. Selling in bulk would be better for the market, for the business, but at the same time, having a consumer brand, a B2C brand, allows us to be more safer during this condition because the order is done by individuals that trust our brands instead of a PIC or person in charge that handles a lot of sales. So if the businesses shut down or temporarily not doing office activities, that is a lost opportunity, basically.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a very good, difficult question, Thank you.
Yeah, I can see that'll be like a significant if you rely on like a couple of big B2B customers.
Exactly.
It will affect you because I
Exactly.
understand as well, like a lot of like F&B chains actually started selling offline like overnight as well. I remember I got a lot of WhatsApp PDF of their
Exactly.
Yeah.
My phone is full of those now.
But
Yeah.
but
Especially if you're in F&B groups with a bunch of other brands, they just try their best to spread it out. You're like, oh wow, okay.
but it is still, there are times I'll be like, maybe I should buy this.
Yeah, definitely. Especially again, as mentioned previously, brand is one of the most important thing, and it is not built over time. It's not built overnight. It's built over time. So if you have a brand of your favorite now selling cheaper, better product to your house, hey, why not, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I have made some friends with the CS of those brands.
Of course, they have sometimes buffer to give you discounts or promos if you're friends with them.
Yeah. What about Mas Gunawan? Do you think?
Okay. Maybe I will share about my current employers, my current position in this company. This company is a conventional company, so they don't have access to online. They don't have any experience in digital previously. They are strong at distribution to the market. Like they have any connection to all of the key accounts like Alfamart, Indomaret, Carrefour, etc. They have they also supply into from warung, maybe warung kopi to the maybe some of coffee shop, and all of the strategy is in offline strategy. So the consumer strategy is fully offline consumer strategy. Once they know that this strategy cannot be executed as well in this pandemic, they are looking for another option. But the weakness is, turns out, we don't have any experience in digital. So this is the time, I think, this pandemic also pushed the company to have a digital transformation, maybe, and also the strategy will convert to digital strategy also.
Yeah. That is true. Like companies who are more traditionally offline would have a bit of a struggle, like adopting an online digital strategy in comparison to other, right? I think, but I think it'll be the better for everyone because I think it will implement a more on omni-channel kind of strategy, like you can have an access to your online as well as offline events, which will be an interesting market to see after this whole pandemic. Actually, I'm quite curious what would happen. I'm quite curious what would happen on Monday, to be honest.
Yeah. Yes, I think Monday is gonna be a lot of news, right?
Yeah. Maybe I think we're about closing in with our 1 hour discussion. There's a question as well from Agustin about like maybe still Mas Marbio. What inspired you to start your own business, and also what did you do to take care of your staff and stakeholders during this pandemic? This is the founder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming from Augustin, this is probably the most difficult questions of the whole thing, but I'm gonna try my best to answer this.
Yeah.
Okay. So what inspires us to start our own business? I think at first, it's always gonna be opportunity. Yeah. When you have good opportunity, you have good network, and you have good co-founder, it allows us to build a very good core. And a very good core is people who cares about how to the product, how to run the business properly, and how to communicate with each other. I think that's the most important thing to run the business. Because if internally you're not a great team, externally you'll never be good. So that's one. And also how to take care of your staff and stakeholders during pandemic is definitely try to sell more. Because more money means everybody's happy. We are able to pay for all our responsibilities, and stakeholder is not just shareholder, but stakeholder can also be our brand partners, our delivery partners. It can also be our suppliers, big and small suppliers that we've worked with, and our employees, most definitely. Without our staff or our employees, we can never be where we are today, because every single step counts. The small things of, for example, small example are the food packers. If the food packers don't do their job well and focus and put care into packing the food will never look good, because you actually have a logic rules where you're supposed to have a sleeve, and inside the sleeve, the sauce package, it's always going to be in the middle side. So when it slides off, the food looks amazing, for example. So yeah, so even to that detail allows us to really understand and care that everybody's work may be small or big. It's always important for us to be at, I wouldn't say perfect, but we try to do our best at everything, and teaching them, training them, putting a lot of effort into showing them that we understand. And as the leaders, we will want to do the dirty work as well, coming into the kitchen at 3 a.m. in the morning, showing them that they're not the only one who's doing the bitter job. I think those type of things is very important. It inspires people, but it inspires you as well as a leader to always be on tiptoe. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Mas Gunawan? During this time, it would be good to know, like, what did you do to take care of your staff and stakeholders during the pandemic? I guess, as you said, like, you're coming from a more traditional background, and like, this like in corporate wise, there any changes? Work from home assimilation? Did there any big changes in a work from home?
Okay, the biggest challenge in work from home is the longer working hours. Maybe everyone feels the
That's a good point, man.
I can feel that.
Yeah, we're like 10, 12 hours a day now.
Okay, so basically the longer working hours make everyone feel tired, and then when they feel tired, they emotionally can feel like maybe sometimes they feel like unrespect in their job, and maybe so basically the function of leaders in the company is to keep inspiring the team, so that they can for example like this in our company, the management said always remember to give 1% more, because there are so many people out there get laid off from their job, but we can keep everyone still here. We can still give you salary. We can still give you bonus. We can still give you THR at that time. So what can we do is we should inspire ourselves to give 1% more, because the gratefulness, because because of we are not get laid off, and then to support each other, because in this pandemic everyone I think everyone can do everything. I think this conventional corporate model maybe in the transition to become like a quote unquote startup model, because everyone can do everything because of the too many things to do, because we cannot predict the future. Number one, we don't know what to do because we don't have experience with this pandemic before. We don't have any history of pandemic, because this is the first pandemic maybe for us. I don't know, maybe the same for all, yeah. And
Hope
during
so.
this this is the first pandemic in our life maybe, yeah. And how to survive, how to give one person more, how to appreciate team, how to support each other. That's the most important thing during this pandemic.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Like this work from home has changed, not maybe other than the shopping behavior, which I am glad that both of you are not so heavily affected, because there are couples who are, there are a couple of other businesses personally from our experience as a ecosystem builder, where we see a couple of startups actually suffered greatly.
Yeah.
It also changed the sometimes the working behavior, right, as well. Like right now, we can say we can't really say that the work hours is between 9 to 6 anymore. It's a constant 12 hours messaging, especially. And then like, yeah, we do see that people are expected to do more and might not receive more at the same time, and it's a quite an interesting development. Yeah. Yeah, maybe to close this, personally for you, like what do you see will happen in the future? Like you said, both of you are a bit modest in your prediction of what would happen, but what do you think will be like a best case scenario for you to see happening in the next year, or like until the vaccine happen? Yeah.
So I would say again,
Mhm.
we wouldn't know until how
Yeah.
long this COVID lasts. Like the vaccine is, if it's confirmed by next year to be safe, then we might have a slow recovery to the old normal with a better mindset of hygiene and safety, definitely. And if it's longer than expected, digital world might evolve a little bit faster, affecting the less urban area. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
And this also allows us to have, or in the future, I would say, understand a little bit better on how convenience, not convenience, sorry, would the conventional company or offline company would decisively have to transfer a little bit of their channel into online. And it's inevitable. We just cannot change the fact that we're gonna have to go there, ready or not. We're just gonna have to do it.
Yeah. Mas Gunawan, are you ready?
Yeah, okay. I think this pandemic brings so many problems in current situation. So again, if we can bring solution from the problem, there is always opportunity to a new business. I think every brand is in the same position right now. Every brand is impacted by the COVID. Every business is also impacted by the COVID. And also maybe for the people who get let off from the previous job and still looking for the next journey, I think this is the opportunity for us to think what can we do to bring a solution to this pandemic situation problem. And there is always be opportunity to have a new business, a new solution, a new, maybe for the corporation, a new market share, if you can bring something that expected by the market. I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that is true, right? In times of struggle, we're always tested, but also like in times of struggle is when you know like where the grades are, because it's easy to do well when the economy is doing well, right? But it shows something if you manage to survive an event like this.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
human history actually taught us that we're ever changing and ever evolving. So we're gonna survive, and we're gonna have to survive.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, thank you guys.
Right.
Maybe to close the session, we can take a picture with everyone if they can start their camera. Who soon people start their
Hey,
camera?
this is the fun session.
Yeah, the fun session, the picture session. This is like the weird segue. I have to like, can we take a
Alright.
picture, guys?
Best smile, everybody. Best smile.
Yeah. I think people can start their video. Agustin, udah bisa video semua ya?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can take a picture.
Hang on.
We have our team member, Lia, who will help us take picture ya sama Ci Agustin. Anyway, it's guys to finally see you guys on the camera.
Jangan malu-malu, turn on the video. It's okay. Everybody knows semua lagi di rumah kan ya.
Ketahuan pasti baru pada bangun ya.
A virtual background.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a cool background with Block 71. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have that ready made for all the team.
Halo Edwin.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a picture. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, take another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Udah ya? Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Marbio. Thank you, Mas Gunawan. Thank you semuanya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Block 7.
Great.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend, guys. See you. Yeah. Meet me.